Let's get this going. Hey guys, I'm just trying to set this up a little bit. Hey everybody, good to take a break. Oh, here we go. All right, I got it. I'm just pulling you guys up on my computer. There we go. Now I can see the comments real big. How's everybody doing out there? Hey RV Living. Right on. Hey there, Matt Vanner. Good to see you. So yeah, I've been sewing today, guys. I've been sewing for the last couple days, and that washing machine back there, the dryer is going, and I'm in Nick's basement, by the way. That's some new fabric I got. I'm gonna redo all my bedding in my van. Anyway, that's it's a little bit of a. It's been a couple sewing days for me, and right now I finished making this shirt earlier. I'm working on a couple others, and there's a few OCD items I made for the van, and there's going to be some more stuff that I'm going to try to turn up in the next little bit. So that's the update. So yeah, I'm gonna cut a few pieces of thread here while we chat. I just wanted to take a break. At the same time, I really wanted to keep sewing too, but I thought I would chime in. And Matt Vanner, you're saying it's gray in Vancouver. It's kind of gray here too. I can't show you outside because I'm in the basement here at Nick's place, but it is gray outside in Victoria. And it was a nice day though, really calm. It's kind of warm out there. Little squirrels running around, robins and all that stuff. It's looking a lot like spring. And all the cherry blossoms are at full bloom at the moment. It's pretty nice indeed. Smokey Bear, the bear, what's going on? I'm just doing some sewing, buddy. I'm been working on my sewing machines. I made this shirt earlier, and this is another one that I'm working on here. And there's some bedding in the dryer over there that I'm sewing as well. So I'm doing a few things that I meant to do quite a while ago and using my sewing machines. Feels really good, actually. Really good to get some stuff made up. That's what I'm up to. Yeah. It's a little break from the van work and stuff like that, so it's nice to do. And we've been Nick and I have been getting his shop more and more organized. It's pretty well ready to go at this point to dive full blast into his van. We had to pick up a few more supplies and things like that, but we're all set. I'm just waiting on him to park the van so that I can work on it, because right now he's ripping around in it every day, getting errands and all that sort of stuff done. Yeah. No, it's not a coffee, guys. This is it's a kind of like a tonic water. No sugar in it. It's just a tonic water. No alcohol either. Just thought I'd have something different tonight, so yeah. Michelle, you just started sewing lessons with your daughter, right on. It's pretty easy to do, I think, sewing. It's like, you know, making a shirt, like patterns and clothing and stuff like that, that's different because you're drafting patterns and stuff like that. But actually just putting two pieces of fabric together in the sewing machine and stitching them together is pretty easy. These days those machines are so well built that you can put together just about anything, really. But yeah. All right. Okay, we gotta. What a name that is, man. Um, I just seen somebody in the comments just came up a lot. Quite a derogatory name there. But anyways, all taken care of, so nothing to worry about. Thanks whoever blocked that person, by the way. I don't know why that troll stuff goes on, by the way. It's just, it kind of goes on, and I've been thinking about it still since I shared that stuff about it in a video a couple days ago. And a lot of you guys were commenting about the trolls and all that stuff. Honestly, like, I was more worked up about everything that went on in Canada and what went on globally than I was about the trolls and stuff in the videos. But I just, my patience was worn thin at that point. And it kind of is when it comes to that sort of stuff. But yeah, I don't understand why someone's got to share some negative stuff. It's yeah, it's like, for me, it's just, you share it once and then that's it. If I catch it, you're out. Yeah, Deborah Benningfield. My shirt is not inside out. It's how I design my shirts. So I use a serger, which is right back here. These are the spools of thread on it. And what I do is I'll serge the end like that. That's what a serger does. And when I bring two pieces of fabric together like this, I'll serge it together like that. And I put all my seams on the outside of my shirts. It's just how I've always done it. I've always made my clothes this way with things like jersey knit and that sort of stuff. And everybody's always said, you're wearing your shirt inside out. And I go, well, actually, no, I made it that way on purpose. So I like to, I'm kind of a weirdo, you know, so it's all good. Yeah, it's all good. I like to be different anyway. But that's not really why I did it. I did it this way because if you look on the inside here, you see that little stitch right there? I don't like seeing that on the outside of the shirt. And that has to do with just running an extra line down there with a different color thread to do it properly with a sewing machine after the serge. It's just an extra step. And I thought, yeah, I'm gonna avoid it. And then I keep the seams on the outside and it's a little bit smoother and softer on the inside. So that's why I do it. And I like the look of it. So, Dan T, what's for dinner? I'm not sure. I've got some broccolini and some arugula and some eggs and some tomatoes. So it's gonna be probably all of that combined. Yeah, and then I'm planning on taking a break for a while. Sorry, I'm belching a little bit. Not belching, but burping. This soda waters does that to me. But yeah, that's probably what I'm gonna have for dinner tonight, and then I'm gonna take a break from food for probably 4 or 5 days. Go on a bit of a fast. I've been thinking about doing that for a while, and I did one a couple months ago, and I felt great at the end of it. So I want to do another one, and pretty well ready to do that starting tomorrow. So that'll be the first day of that. Yeah, but I'm really looking forward to that, more than my dinner actually. I just find when I go on a fast for an extended period of time, I find the keto helps. So being in ketosis ahead of time makes it really easy transition to get into it. And I find the first day is less aggravating than it would be otherwise, because your body's not trying to crave carbohydrates and fast energy sources and stuff like that. It's automatically like geared to burn fat. So the system just dives right into gear, and it's fine. I don't miss food. I end up opening up a lot in my body, and I get a lot more mobility and flexibility. So that's what I'm looking forward to in this time around, because I want to stretch out a few kinks and stuff like that. That's good, and that's going to be like my next project too. Kim, thank you for the super chat. I gotta try and catch up on these super chats, you guys. I see them up there. Kim Jones, thank you very much. Oh man, I love you, Kim. Really appreciate that. And Joseph Malvoy Travels, thank you, buddy. Appreciate it, you guys. You guys are gonna help me put gas in my gas tank right now, which is crazy expensive. It's $2. It's almost $2.10 a liter out here, and I haven't drove very much because of it. So I've been laying low. Vicky D, thank you. Really appreciate it. Thanks, guys. It's like I got to plan a trip up island and stuff like that, and I'm thinking, man, it's gonna be like maybe $120 round trip. So yeah, I mean it's expensive out there right now, but I don't know. I hate it, but it's okay. Right now I'm grateful that I don't need to go anywhere, really. Anyway, gas. How much is gas in your area, you guys? I know there's a lot of people out there that it's expensive everywhere right now. Raven, you're asking, how heavy is my sewing machine, Serger, and how do you store them and your supplies? I want to take mine with me, but I'm not sure how. My sewing machine and my Serger is actually fairly compact. Both of them together will fit in the trunk of my van, and I could carry them with me full time. The only thing is I would have to take my chainsaw and some of my tools out of the van in order to carry the sewing machines. And I think it's possible this summer that I might do that so that I can be on the road and do a few sewing projects just like out in the sticks, so to speak. And there's a little table that I want to make on the outside of my van, something that just sort of hooks onto the sliding door once it opens up and have a little leg on it. And I was thinking like that'd be a cool spot to do some sewing or something like that if I just felt like doing it outdoors. And sewing outside is really fun. It's just, you know, brighter than a basement or being in a studio room or something like that. So I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, you could do it. If I had a bigger van, I could carry it all. I could have the chainsaw and the sewing machines, and that would be all right. But yeah, I do appreciate being able to use Nick's basement at the moment and do some projects. So Van Life Juniors, is that I think Van Life Juniors is, you have to correct me, is this Bruce? I think this might be Bruce from Calgary. If Van Life Juniors, hey man, I see you, good to see you. Camping with Calmy, you're saying, am I still on the island? Yes, I still am on the island. You're saying something about doing an interview with me. Just shoot me an email at info@sharingthewild.ca. We can talk about it over there, and then yeah, we'll go from there. So just send me an email, and we'll go from there. info@sharingthewild.ca, and that's in all of my video descriptions. I'm starting to recognize some of you don't actually see the descriptions because you're watching the shows on TV, but info@sharingthewild.ca, that's it. Yeah, good stuff. Oh my gosh. Cher saying she's paying $2.19 in Australia, and Pink Posey's $4 a gallon in Ohio. It's yeah, that's a lot. And then Hosey Outdoors is $4.15 in Indiana, and it was $5.16 too. Well, at least it went down in price for you guys. Wow. $1.99.9, $2 in northern BC. Yeah, it's Tamio Murphy. Thank you. Appreciate that, Tamio. Thank you so much. I'm gonna put that towards my own gas tank so I can get out and do some adventures here again soon. I'm really looking forward to getting out and doing an adventure too, but I'm also really excited to be jumping into Nick's van out here in the garage and getting to work on it. There's gonna be some changes coming up. Summer's around the corner, and I've been thinking a lot about it, and I definitely want to hit the road and just sort of be in the van And I don't know if I'm going to go on a big trip or if I'm going to stay small and just try to do a lot of local adventures. I'm still kind of working that out. Part of me really wants to go back to Ontario to visit my family that live over there, as well as stop and see my, I suppose, extended family in BC and stuff like that as well on the way back. But yeah, we'll see. But just, I don't know, just go toot around and do a lot of fishing. I'd love to do some bass fishing and stuff like that back in Ontario. So that stuff's a lot of fun. Yeah. Catching up on a few of your comments, you guys. I could slow this down so that I can stay up to speed on it, but then you'll type something and you'd have to wait a period of time, like 60 seconds or something, before you could say something again. I'm not going to do that, though. You just think about it. If you got a good question, a burning question, let me know. Kozan is saying, am I a carpenter? I'm not, Kozan. I just know how to make stuff with wood, and I don't have any tickets or any of that sort of stuff. I just kind of learned as I gone along, and the inside of my van, I approached it with what made sense. And there could be other ways to do it, for sure. But yeah, I'm not a carpenter. I just love to make stuff and that sort of thing. There's something to it that I really like. I don't like doing it all the time though, but it's fun when I am building a project. Kim, you're asking, how about getting a cargo box for the roof to carry extra things? So that's something I thought about a lot, but I haven't moved on it, Kim, because I want to do, if I do something like that, it's going to be a custom built rooftop carrier. The reason for that is because I got my 2 solar panels up there on my roof as it is, and so I'd want to have those sitting on top of the rooftop carrier. So the rooftop carrier that I have in mind is kind of like, it'd be shaped kind of like this, but it would be the whole width of the van, and it kind of round back to it and a round front to it, just for a little bit of, I guess, aerodynamics. And then there would be a door on either side, and it wouldn't be very tall. It would be maybe 6 inches tall at the most. Maybe, I don't think it'd be more than 6 inches, so it'd be kind of slim. But it would just have like a little hinge door built into it, kick up with some gas shocks, have a gasket in it, and I could have a divider down the middle and just throw stuff in there that I don't need all the time, but kind of would like to use and not store so much in the vehicle. So yeah, but to build that, it's kind of spendy. Like, I'm ballparking, it would probably cost me $2,500 to make that thing, just in materials. So it's not a high priority because of the price tag, and it would integrate my solar panels. Yeah, that's what I would do with the rooftop carrier. That's what I want to do anyway, but I don't know if I'll get around to it. It's a lot of energy, and it's a bunch of money, and then it's only for this van, and I don't know if it'd really be worth anything afterwards. So I don't know if it's really a good use right now. I kind of feel like it's almost better for me to figure out how to live with less and not carry around as much. But I would love to carry around a few more things, for sure. Yeah. That's what I think about rooftop carriers. If I had like if I had more space on the roof, then maybe I might just get some aftermarket one and put it up there. But I don't. Like, real estate is really valuable up there on the roof of the van. Obi-Wan, you're asking, what keto book do I recommend for first timer? Obi-Wan, I don't actually have any keto books myself, so I couldn't recommend anything. I just, there's like, it was just stuff online that I was reading and researching, and I can't even remember the names of the people or the YouTube channels that I was following for that kind of stuff now, but you can find a lot of stuff online, but there's also a lot of stuff that's wrong online too. So it's like I mean, I always think of the internet. Someone once told me the internet is like the bathroom wall of society. It's like when you go to a public washroom and everyone's writing on the walls in there. It's sometimes it can be like that. So yeah, you kind of have to take things with a grain of salt and do your research. And I think the more you dive into something like that, the more you're going to find right answers and cross-check the information and that sort of thing. And you'll go as far as you feel satisfied to go with that. That's kind of how we do things anyway. I think everybody will research something as far as they're willing to research it, and at a certain point they're just going to go, yep, I trust the information, and they're going to get on with their life, and they're going to, you know, employ whatever it is that they've learned and try it out. So sometimes we have enough information to make a good choice, and sometimes we're trusting not the right information and we end up learning the hard way. So, but either way, you know, if you can spend some time reading and researching and stuff like that, I would say do that, because you are doing stuff with your diet. Just in short though, like keto, you really want to like just do it and then just cut out all the sugars and all the carbs. And you want to research your fats and really try to incorporate really good quality fats. It's definitely worth spending the money on those. So you're looking for things that are higher in omega-3s, are low on the omega-6s. You're looking for things with a nice ratio in there with omega-6 and omega-3s. Yeah. There, Mr. Skipper saying keto, Dr. Ken Berry. Some people are making some recommendations for us, so that's great. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Mr. Skipper. Appreciate that. Yeah, just poke around. Yeah, Divine Wraith is saying before you start keto, you should chat with your doctor. I'd say I'd kind of encourage that too. I don't have a doctor though. Spoiler, guys. That might not be very smart, but I don't have a doctor. Doctors are like, ever since I moved out to Western Canada, I haven't been able to find a family doctor at all. It's like the best I could do is like go to a regular clinic and see the same person over and over again. But everybody I've seen in this industry just doesn't give a crap. They sit there with their laptop, they don't even touch you. They have their coffee. Tell me what's going on. You tell them what's going on, they're like, okay. And they write up a prescription or something like that, or they stick something in your ear, or they, you know, you do that, and then they write up something, and that's it. Like, you know, maybe they might run some blood tests and stuff like that. But I'm disappointed with the regular family physicians right now. I had a real good one when I was young, and I haven't found a really good one since then. So I'm hoping that I can develop a relationship with a holistic doctor, like a holistic nutritionist, and I don't know, but that I got to pay for that. That's not covered by healthcare in Canada. So I think that's something I'll work up towards as I, you know, sort things out and get into a better financial place and all that sort of stuff. So for now, I'm just relying on myself to do the research and try to make the best choice I can. And also, at the same time, give myself some latitude to make mistakes and all that sort of thing. And, you know, not be crazy about the research either. So there's that. Yeah, because it can get real wrapped up in that stuff, and then you don't do anything. And that's no fun. Yeah. Charity, yes, you're asking, what are your thoughts on you doing, instead of a rooftop carrier, using a hitch carrier? Super great idea. I almost got one, someone was going to give me one for free, but I didn't have a hitch installed on the van, so I didn't take it. But I thought if I put a hitch on the van, then getting one of those hitch carriers would be good only for part-time for me. Like I would do it in a sense where I would put a freezer on the back or a big container and have that stored somewhere. I wouldn't want to do it full-time because it would interfere with the way the door opens, and I think they look bad for, like, you know, if you're going to be keeping it on there full-time. I just don't like the look of them. But yeah, I mean, I like the vehicle to be as presentable, you know, so it looks nice, you know. There's some stuff attached to my van now. I got those lights on there. I got a shovel on the roof, a fishing net, and all that sort of stuff. So there's some things on there, but yeah, I don't know if I'd want to like a hitched carrier on there full time, but part time it would be great, really great. Yeah. Thani Jasmine, you're saying more food, fishing, crafting, carpeting. I get the other three. I don't know about the carpeting stuff, but yeah. I don't know. Are you saying I should do some carpeting or carpet? Maybe you meant carpentering, like carpentering. Yeah. Anyway, I think that's what you meant. Building vans. It's all gonna come. Robin Lynn, thank you. Thank you, Robin Lynn Taylor. I see that super chat. Thank you. I really appreciate that, guys. It really helped me out with these tough times with the gas prices these days. I have not been going out very far at all because it's really expensive. So I've been staying as low, keeping a low profile, trying to make the most of things. And every now and then Nick's going to run an errand or something like that, and I'll hop in his van and we'll go do something together and stuff like that. So, but yeah, just playing with the seasons. Yeah, it was someone was saying, Michelle Nelson, doctors are only in it for the money. I think, I don't know. That's kind of a generalist statement, but I would say there's, you know, some people in any profession are in it for the money. Some of the people that are in any there's a fraction of that kind of personality in anything you look at. But yeah. But you could say there might be, I might have been running into people in the profession that maybe were in it for the wrong reasons, or they're tired or exhausted, or their hands are tied and they can only do so much and the career wasn't what they thought it was going to be. And I don't know. I wouldn't want to be a family doctor, though. It just doesn't sound like a very fun thing. Thanks, Isabel. Isabel Pierce, or yeah, Pierce. Isabel Pierce. Thank you. Yeah, that's right. Boho Blue Van, you're saying here in Duncan, a lot of doctors have left in recent months, and there's a grave shortage. Mine left in September. None for me. Only saving grace is the, I guess the file or something like that. Yeah. This last couple of years has been been a lot of changes, right? A lot of changes in the last couple of years. And so we're adapting, really. I mean, I think the thing I'm learning the most is to take care of yourself as best you can, do your homework, and take responsibility for where you're at right now in your life. And for me, I'm like, okay, well, I'm here. This is it. I've got to do this, and that, and take care of this, and that's it. And I could get into it, but I'm not in the headspace to get into that right now. But yeah, responsibilities and looking after yourself and the people that you love and all that sort of thing. It's important. Oh, there you go. Thanks, Isabel. Isabel Pierce sent me another one. I got it right? Roblin Racketeer. Oh, okay, you're asking. Okay, you're asking somebody else how their project worked out. Oh, never mind then. You're chatting with somebody else. So, for those of you guys that are just chiming in, I am sitting in Nick's basement, and I've got a load in the wash right now. I got some new bedding for the van, or material, so I'm going to make some new bedding for the van, and I'm just kind of been on a little bit of a sewing spree the last couple days. This is a shirt that I made. I've got a couple more here that I'm working on. I'm just taking a break from that at the moment just to say hi. And check in with you guys. I know it's been kind of quieter on my channel lately, and to be honest, I've been really project oriented, and sometimes I'm not putting up my camera. I'm just kind of like get her done kind of thing. And so yeah, I mean there's a bit of that going on too, but spring's here. There's a lot of really cool plants that are popping up right now. I'd like to get out and do some videos on some wild edibles. There's and then there's a bunch of cool stuff happening in the marine, like, you know, in the ocean. That's pretty neat. And I'd like to get out and do some stuff with that. So I don't know where I'm going to fit all that stuff in, but that's stuff I'm going to try to weave into everything in between working on Nick's van and wrapping up some of my projects here at his place. So anyway, that's pretty much what's going on in a nutshell. Yeah, and then you know, summer's around the corner, spring's around the corner. I've been thinking about you know, what I want to do and for spring, and what I want to do for summer, and all that sort of stuff. And I'd really love to go and see my friend Andrew in Slocan, BC. And it's a bit of a drive, but it would be good to go see him in April. The turkey hunting season is going to be opening up very soon, and I've never gone turkey hunting. I'd love to try it, and it'd be great to see him. He's an old friend, hunting buddy of mine that I'd love to see. And then I think I'd probably try to go visit my friend Jay on the Okanagan Lake after that, and do some fishing and stuff with him. So if I can put that together, that's what I'd like to do this spring. And then, you know, I'd probably have to settle back here on the island for a little while and do a few other things, and then maybe I'll launch a bigger trip or something like that later. But we'll see. Yeah. Ooh. Oh, Kim, thanks for the sewing fun. I really appreciate that. Oh my gosh. I was in the fabric store today, and I went in there to get... I ripped a hole in my fitted sheets on my bed. And so I was like, it was just a little tear. And then one night my toe got caught in it as I was like rolling over or something, and it just ripped wide open. And then I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to make another set of those. So I went to the fabric store and I bought some new material, and I was gonna get some cheap stuff, and I ended up buying some pretty expensive stuff. So thank you. That definitely helps. You know, that'll help with that bill for sure. It was pretty fun being in the fabric store today, though. I like just, and the last couple days just sewing stuff. I want to sew a lot of stuff too, and there's only so much I can do. Some of it takes quite a bit of time. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm not sure if I got your name right. Kalani? You're saying... I'm sorry, man. I'm not sure how to say that. Kehaulani. I've noticed you often have your shirts with the same seams on the outside. Is that your general preference? So what you're seeing when you see that is those are shirts that I made myself. There are shirts that I wear lately. So most of the clothing that I've been wearing, guys, is just stuff that I bought at Walmart and stuff. Super cheap stuff, because that's kind of like what I could afford these days. And so this is just a Walmart t-shirt. So I've been wearing a lot of these, and every now and then you might see me wear something like this, and this was something that I made, and I'm making a few more of them now. These actually cost more money to make this shirt than it is for me to go to Walmart or something and buy a t-shirt. This is like $40, and this is like $6. luckily I had this fabric. I got a bunch of it right now, so I was just making use of it. But yeah, it's crazy. The material costs more than the shirt itself. Mad Vanner, thanks for the super chat, buddy. I've been driving. I haven't been driving either. Keeping it to a minimum. Got to do some driving for us. If you were selling your custom-made shirts, I am a size large. Yeah, thanks, but I did once upon a time make some of this stuff and sold it. I had kind of like I was pretty close to starting up like a design company, clothing design company, but I didn't do it. And I don't know if I will. It's just, man, I don't even know if I can't even get into it anymore. Like, I can't even talk about it because it's just there's so much in that industry that's changed since then to now. But it's just, yeah, it just didn't make any sense. So I didn't do it. It costs a lot of money to start something up, and someone can just turn around, take your design, copy it, and that's it, you're out. And I just didn't want to deal with any of that stuff. So, and in terms of making a shirt, so this would be like 40 bucks of material, and then I'll probably spend about an hour making one of these. This is actually pretty easy to make, so maybe about an hour. So it'd be like, okay, well, what's my time worth plus the material? You know, it's getting pretty expensive for a shirt, right? Anyway, that was the other reason, because I'd be like, you know, I'd make a pair of pants for somebody, and I'd be like, you're gonna look at about $1,000 for a pair of pants, and they'd be like, what? No. Like, okay, it's fine. I don't want to make it for you for any less. Because I would spend like a couple weeks making those pair of pants for that person. Yeah, can't do it. Anyway, I'm glad the clothing industry is kind of ridiculous. It is amazing how cheap products come to us, how little people get paid for putting their own sweat into making them, and how some of the other costs that go into making clothing is deferred in a way. It's usually deferred into environmental costs that end up everybody else is going to have to pay for at a later date. So, but we're all aware of that stuff in all kinds of industries. Darcy, yeah, you're saying lots of wild turkeys in the Nelson Kootenai area. Oh, good, buddy. I'd love to go, like, make a nice turkey schnitzel. Would be delicious. It sounds so good. And just the experience, like, I love the whole package. Just sounds amazing. Calling one of those guys in, bringing them in. Ugh. I mean, I don't have a reed in my mouth right now or anything, but I don't have, I'd have to get a couple turkey calls and stuff like that, or borrow his. I'd probably let him do the calling and I just do the shooting, and then we'd maybe switch it off. He'd give me a demo on how to call or something, and then we could trade places. But Nick is probably going to go do some turkey hunting too, and chances are we'll probably, you know, if I do go that way, then I'll meet up with him as well, and we'd all hang out together and maybe do a turkey schnitzel somewhere. Be really good. And I'll video it, guys. I'll make a video of it, so I'll share that if I do that. So that'd be really good. Although I have to be tricky about hunting videos. Hunting videos are they're kind of sensitive. Some of you guys, some people that watch this channel don't like that, and I can appreciate and understand that. You know, I'm not doing it because I'm this vindictive person or anything like that. I love sourcing wild food, and it's a sustainable resource, and it can be managed, and there's so many really positive arguments for it that are amazing. And there's, of course, a really big emotional kind of orientation towards it as well, to hunting. And so I struggle with that quite a bit, but I love doing it. It's something that's just really nice, and yeah, I much prefer that over to buying meat in a store, that's for sure. Anyway, yeah. Oreo, you got turkeys in your backyard. Oh my gosh. Oh, guys, I had a duck egg the other day. So I mentioned that in my video. 2 days ago, I went to that market that I shared on the channel. They sell duck eggs there, and I bought a couple duck eggs. They are really good, way better than a chicken egg. And I was like, they're almost twice the price of a chicken egg, but they're almost twice the egg too. So anyway, duck eggs. If I were to raise chickens or ducks for the eggs, I would probably at this point choose ducks, and I would raise ducks. That would be good. Plus, ducks taste really good. They're fun animals too. Yeah. Anyway. Ramblin' Rocketeer. You're talking about... Okay, Ramblin' Rocketeer, you want a short video? I'm going to send you one. I'll record something for you after this super chat, and I'll send that off to you. I don't know how we did it last time, but I'll send it to you or Emmy or something like that. You'll get it. No worries. Ramblin' Rocketeer is doing some little something for Jeff. You'll see. Oh, it's already mentioned. Jeff's 1 year anniversary. So Jeff's coming up on his 1 year anniversary on YouTube, which is quite a feat. It's, I was thinking about it and I was like, well, it's no big deal. So what? It's been about a year. But I was like, well, that's a year of putting yourself out there, sharing, and then just going through all that personal development that goes along with that, as well as making a ton of new friends. And it's quite a journey, really. And then all the personal growth that goes with it, I find is very fascinating. I could talk about that for a while, but I don't know what I'm talking about yet, so I'm not going to talk about it. I'm still going to just keep processing and thinking about it. Talking about the whole psychological component to having a YouTube channel and vlogging. It's very interesting. I'll do a video on that when I can kind of put it together. So that'll, and I'm very interested in doing that video because it's, I'm very interested in that right at the moment. Yeah. Wowee. Van life journey. Oh, deposit for $1,000 pair of pants, eh? Yeah, keep dreaming, van life journey. Appreciate that though. That's really great of you. I'll catch up with you soon. Hopefully Mark's gonna stop by and say hi to you on his way to the island. Shellback Adventures. Holy shit, buddy. Thanks for the super chat. I was thinking about you guys the other day. Shellback Adventures. So these are the couple that I met on the beach. I was out crabbing in this place that produced no crabs, and they were out there filming with their GoPro, or I think it was a GoPro, like one of those 360 cameras, and he had a really long pole. It was a really cool setup, and I thought, oh man, that looks really great for, you know, trying out different angles and sticking it underwater and stuff like that. And we had a really good conversation. So really appreciate that, bud. Yeah, I do remember meeting you guys out there. I'm sorry, man. I'm trying to remember both your names, and it's escaping me at the moment. Really appreciate that, though. I'm going to go check your videos out, see what I've been doing over there lately. I haven't been over there in a bit. Millie, thank you for the super chat. Millie's Life. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is great. I'm gonna be able maybe I'll go on that turkey hunt after all. But seriously, like, I'm like, yeah, I want to go, but I'm like, the gas to drive over there is gonna be crazy. You know, I think I got to do it anyway, because it's just, I need to do it for my own spirit. It feels quiet now that dryer's done. So I'm gonna grab this fabric out of the dryer. I'll show you what this stuff looks like. Hang on just a sec. All right. So what I got for the bed. So I got this tie-dye stuff. And I wanted to get tie-dye, so that's what I got for my bed. And the idea was to do fitted sheets. So Anyway, you'll see I'm going to make new bedding out of that stuff. In the meantime, I'll just throw that down over there. Yeah, it'll be nice to have new, fresh bedding in the bed. And that I made it is even better. I just bought the tie-dye this time, and the reason I chose tie-dye was because years ago I made bedding for my van, and it was the same material that this shirt is made out of. And I dyed it myself. I went at harvesting a whole bunch of bark off of a hemlock tree, and I made a big pot of dye out of it. And then I put all the bedding I made into that pot of dye, and I dyed it. And I actually had to use a mordant before that, which is like this, it's kind of like primer for the fabric. The mordant, guys, was my, I peed into a bucket for a while. And literally, like on the edge of the property, I had a pail full of pee that was really gross. But this is how they did mordants for natural dyes many years ago. Is they would use urine as a mordant. And I learned this from a natural dye teacher that I learned from for a while. And basically she was like, yeah, this is, you know, it's an old method, but it works really well. And I was like, okay, I'll give it a go. And she teaches classes and stuff on it. So, and hemlock tree bark, that's what I used as a dye. And it came out really awesome, guys. And it didn't smell like pee. It smelled like a hemlock tree. It was really, really beautiful. And that was my tie-dye bedding that I'd made. And I kept that for a long time until it started wearing out and it was time to replace. So in this case, I don't have the time to do all that. I'd love to do that again in the future. But for now, I just bought some tie-dye stuff and I'll throw that on my bed and call it a day. But maybe one day I'll do something like that, but I'm probably not going to share the whole mordant peeing in a bucket sort of thing. I don't know. That's tricky. That's tricky. But there you go. A mordant. Yeah, Sue Bishop, duck eggs are fabulous. They are very good. After I do this little fast of mine, I'll probably buy some more duck eggs. I'll get a dozen of them and enjoy them. Yeah, they're really nice. Hey, Ghost 23, how's the crab fishing going? I haven't been in a while, Ghost. I went out the other day and I went to this new place and I was all geared up to doing it. I was filming a video for it. And sometimes this happens when I'm making a video is I've got an idea, I've got a mission, and I go to it and then something happens and it's total failure and then the footage is crap and it's like, okay, that didn't work. Yeah, I went out to the spot and it was great, but I couldn't fish there. It was at a marina and I just didn't have permission. I had a tip to go and try it, and then I went and asked if I could, and the marina manager said no, I couldn't do it. And it wasn't that he didn't trust me fishing on the dock, is that he just didn't want to have anybody out there fishing, because then it would just kind of sort of fly a flag to everybody else to say that it was okay, and he didn't want to advertise that to anybody that was kind of walking around, because I guess fishing lines and ropes and all that sort of stuff can get tangled up in people's boats and all that sort of stuff. So anyway, I just left it, but I will try again soon. I really want to get out and do some more crabbing. Yeah, it'll be fun. Yeah, I can't wait to do some more fishing. I've been trying to do a little bit of soul fishing as well with Nick and his boat, but he's pulling his boat out of the water. He's selling it. He's got a new boat and he's trying to get that one all sorted out. So we'll do some more fishing, but it'll be in a different boat eventually. So that's kind of the plan with that. And he's going to be going to a new marina that is got way better fishing close by. So that is going to be super, super great. and I'll be able to go by and take his little tender out and go drop some crab traps and do some fishing not too far away from that place. So I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, I'd say, you know, the fishing adventures are going to improve. Yeah, I'm really stoked. Hang on a sec here. I'm going to do something here. Pull up a little. Yeah. Okay. Let's see if we can find something here. Yeah. Let's go. See what this sounds like. Can we do this? Nope, can't do it. Hang on, guys. I'm messing around with something here. I don't know if it's gonna work. Okay. Get a little vibe going on here. I got some music going. Just felt like having something in the background. But we don't want lyrics, I don't think. Anyway, I'll just leave that real low. Yeah, guys, I don't know. Any burning questions out there? I know I've skipped over a couple. I can't keep up with them all. Yeah, so to Jazz Rob, I've always considered fishing as a sanity maintenance. Definitely is. For me, I just find being on the water and like when I'm fishing or hunting or just kind of being out in the wild and stuff like that, I find it can be really recharging as well. There are some days where it's not that way, but it's kind of like a meditation, really. But definitely, for sure. Linda, you're wondering the name of that store that I did the video in is called the Market Garden, and that's also the name of the video as well. So, yeah, that's just, I don't know, it's a cool little shop, and they sell duck eggs. Go try them; they're very good. They just taste better. They taste way better, in my opinion. Okay, that beach Mel, you're asking how does the Amazon wish list work? So basically, I put that together because some of you guys wanted to support and help out the channel in different ways other than Patreon, and that was just a quick fix for me to set that up. And so all I did is just shared a public wish list of some things that maybe I want to have. It's all low priority stuff, guys. It's not that important, but what ends up happening is if somebody wants to reach out and get something on that list, it'll ship it to my mailing address, and I believe what it does is it takes it off the list. So it's supposed to work that way so that you don't get duplicates and stuff like that. And I just put stuff on there that is kind of like, yeah, I've done a little bit of research on it. And I was like, I think that would work really well. But it was just, you know, some of that stuff I just haven't got around to buying myself yet. So that's how that kind of works. Yeah. Leanna Lee, thanks for the super chat. Thank you for doing your videos. I'm enjoying them. Really appreciate that, Leanna. I really enjoy doing the videos too, more than anything else. It's one of my most favorite things to do. I honestly find that I'm in a bit of a lull right at the moment, kind of emotionally with it. And maybe that's not coming across right now, but I think that's just me being here and there's not enough movement happening. But there's movement right around the corner, and I'm really excited about that, and that's just getting me real fired up. So ups and downs in life, and that's just coming through in the channel, so that's fine. There's going to be a lot of stuff that I do want to share and get out and do, and I have to kind of maybe put the fire under my butt a bit more on this one, and work harder. Yeah. Hang on, guys. I'm drying up. If this water doesn't help, then I might have to wrap this up, but we'll see. Okay, Keith Brookshire saying, if I had to do it again, would I still insulate with the foam interlocking pads? If not, what would you do in hindsight? So Keith, when I chose to use that product, it wasn't because I did research on it and it made sense to me and that was a fantastic option or any of that sort of stuff. What it was I lived in a basement suite at one point, and it was very cold, and it was a concrete floor, and so I bought a whole bunch of those things, and I covered the entire floor of that room that I was in. It was a bedroom, and it felt like a terrible waste. Like, I did it because I needed, I just, getting out of bed and having a frozen floor, and then it just even if you had slippers on it, just always pulled energy out. And so I bought a couple of them, and I did some stretching and stuff on them, and eventually I just covered up the whole floor with that stuff. And I felt bad about it at the same time, but I moved out of that place and I kept all that stuff. So I had this big stack of all those puzzle piece foam things for a while, and I wasn't sure what to do with them. I was trying to give them away to people. And when I got the van and I started working on it, I was just like, okay, well, it's a cheap van, and I can kind of mess up, and I can kind of play with some things. And, you know, I gave myself a little bit of latitude, so I wasn't doing a ton of research on it, but I was like, okay, this will work. Seen what a lot of other people used, and I thought this is a great use for that material. So that's where that came from. Now, if I were to do insulation in a van again, if I was doing floor insulation, I've seen guys use different products, and I'd probably do a bit more research on this, but I've seen guys buy foam paneling that's similar to it, like Pinkboard and stuff like that, and they use that in their floor. I might use something like that in the future, or I would maybe use the same product in the floor. I think elsewhere in the van I'd use something else, like I'd use more of a polyfill, that kind of thing. So yeah, that's what I think about that stuff. Yeah. Shiny nickel blades, am I going to make a video on when I make my sheets? I'm probably going to do that, but it's going to be a segment in a video. I'm not going to do a full video of me making sheets. It's just I don't know, to me that's kind of boring, but I think maybe some of you guys wouldn't find that boring, but it's not something that I want to put a lot of focus on. So I would just spend some time, maybe get a few clips that sort of illustrate the premise of it, and then show the finished product kind of thing. So we'll see. Yeah. That's pretty much, yeah, that's my intention with that. Like all the shirts and stuff that I'm making right now, I'm just getting little clips of it, and then it'll be like, you know, boom, there's a whole bunch, and that's it. Nori66 Simon, hey buddy, thanks for the super sticker. Right on, you got a little PlayStation controller. Nori, one of my best friends' names is Norris, and we used to play a bunch of games together and stuff like that when we were years ago. Did a lot of goofing off, but appreciate that, bud. Yeah. Okay. I guess some of you guys are talking about Chrome and Emmy and stuff like that. Yeah. There's been a little bit of conversation about that in the comments. Like, you know, I thought it was gonna be me and Emmy and stuff like that. I'm glad it's like those two got together, and I don't feel bad or any of that stuff that it wasn't me. Emmy and I weren't going in that direction, guys. But Emmy and I are friends for sure, and that's that's what I wanted to cultivate with her, and that's what I want to continue to cultivate with her. And it wasn't anything else. I mean, I know we kind of joked around and stuff like that, kept some of you guys guessing and that sort of thing, but yeah, yeah, relationships, all that sort of stuff. I mean, I've been closed down for that for a long time, and I'm only now starting to not necessarily like kind of like open up to the possibility of maybe dating or something like that. But everything's so different now, and I reflect on that a lot. And I don't want to get too in my head over it and stuff like that. But there'd be some benefits to it. But my life's way more complicated than it used to be. And if I make it any more complicated, it's got to be for a real good reason, and there's got to be a real feel good component to it as well. And and it's got to be good for not just me but other people and stuff like that, and you know, maybe a prospective partner or something like that. So I'm not saying it's not, you know, it's not something that I wouldn't do, but it's just it's been a while. I mean, yeah, I've been thinking about it though. It's probably be healthy for me at this point. It's been 3 years, 3 years since I've been with somebody. It's good to be alone though. It's like it's, you know, it's important to have that time to yourself. I don't want to get into a relationship going into it thinking that I need somebody else in order to feel like I can feel whole and complete. That'd be a big disservice to myself and the person and all that sort of stuff, and I recognize that. So, you know, it's important that I'm healthy and I'm happy about being with myself in my own company. And I do things in my life to make myself feel better about myself. Really, ideally, to, you know, and that's something that I should do in a relationship as well. But it's, I don't know, it's just something I feel is important. So, you know, and then I've got my daughter as well. And so if I did do a relationship or something, yeah, you got to factor that in as well. So, yeah, it's different now. But yeah, for a long time I thought there's no way. I felt like it's impossible for me to have a relationship again. You know, I went through a whole period where I was thinking that. I just didn't have an answer for that. So, you know, that's how it existed for me. It doesn't exist that way for me anymore, but it's different, and I needed to sit in that space for a while. Yeah, but now it's complicated too, because, you know, now I'm doing YouTube with all you guys and sharing my life on here and vlogging and stuff like that. And I don't know. It's like it's totally different. You know, Chrome was saying the nice thing about the way this relationship works out is they're both very comfortable publicly, and Emmy's in a public place and she's got her own YouTube channel, and you know, they fell in love, and so there's a lot of really cool things that lined up, and I just think it's, you know, serendipitous, and it's perfect. It's great, and I'm excited for those two. Really am. I think it's really good. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. I have more to think about with all that stuff. So, but yeah, there's so much more that I feel like I see. Like, I just felt like I needed to really heal myself after and do all the things that I failed to do while I was in my last relationship. And I felt like I needed to kind of clean up my act and set things straight uh, in here, like heart and spirit and all that, as well as with people, on the outside and that sort of thing. So, and that's been a big motivation of mine ever since then, is just to take responsibility for where I'm at in life and what I need to look at and investigate and maybe change and all that sort of thing. So, yeah, in a way, that's a really quite a nice outcome. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, Fanny, Jasmine, agree, Joseph. I'm 36 and learning. You never stop, you know. And really, like, I think about a relationship, and I think like you're sharing. Like, the idea for me is to share certain experiences together with somebody, and also the whole intimacy and all that side of it, of course, as well. So, and I think that's important. Um, yeah, it's an important part of being a human being. We're born into this life with a physical connection with our parents, and as we become adults, of course, you end up creating that with somebody else. So, there is something to it, but things can get really complicated, and then there's this whole thing with systems, family systems theory, attachment styles that people have. This really cool thing I learned in counseling was that, and I'll talk about this because it's kind of interesting, and I don't know if many of you guys know about this, but it's like it doesn't exactly break down this way, but it kind of, you could kind of separate it out like this. But you've got these attachment styles. So you've got a secure attachment style. It's going to be an individual that can get into a relationship or something like that, or be in a friendship or a relationship, and they feel secure with themselves. They don't have any insecurities. They just feel solid and good, and they enjoy themselves and they enjoy the relationship. And then you have people on the other end of the spectrum over here, which are going to be maybe more anxious, and they're going to want to latch on to that person to help sort of feel a sense of security and love and that sort of thing. And so that's just an attachment style. And then you're going to have a person over here who's avoidant, and they're going to want to distance themselves in order to feel secure for themselves. They want to be in a relationship, but they want to have enough space that they can feel good about it. So what ends up happening is, we're talking about this in the course that I was in. It was like, most people get to the age where they start dating, in high school and stuff like that. And the people that are secure eventually end up meeting up with somebody, and they feel secure in that relationship, and they get married, and they're together. And they're pretty much out of the dating pool. And so what ends up happening is all the secure people end up getting all sort of hooked up, and then you're left with the anxious and the avoidant people that are still trying to do what the secure people are doing. Because we all think we gotta hook up with somebody, and we all have different ideas about it and stuff like that. But then you've got someone that's avoidant trying to date somebody that's anxious, and it's just a can of worms. It's a good can of worms, though, because each one of those individuals is going to confront the things that they're anxious about in that relationship. And it can be real hardcore and challenging and all that sort of thing. And then, but it gives them the opportunity to heal the traumas in their own lives that happened way back when with their parents and their family and their relatives or their teachers or any of that sort of stuff that has caused them to kind of be that way. And so the relationship affords them the opportunity to reflect on that and look at it. But it can be really aggravating because nobody wants to face the thing that they're anxious about and be vulnerable with that. So, anyway, it's interesting. And me, I'm kind of a little bit more on the avoidant side of things. I would say that's my tendency. It's like you got this, I'm probably more on the avoidant side where I like a certain amount of distance in the relationship in order to feel secure in myself. So when I have, maybe a relationship with someone that's anxious and they really want to hang on, to me, it kind of, it turns me off. It turns me away. I'm kind of like, oh, but it's tricky because, you don't want to, I don't know. It's just, it's a can of worms, guys. It's a can of worms. It's pretty fascinating though, too. Yeah, any combination of all those things too, and sometimes it's not like you can classify somebody in there and generally say like, oh, that person's just anxious all the time. It's like, it's also very circumstantial, and so in that regard, you can have avoidant and anxious behaviors in one person under different circumstances. But it's cool. It's pretty cool. Anyway, while I was talking there, I saw a lot of you guys were chipping up and sharing stuff. So maybe there isn't a lot of fish in the sea. I don't know, Maureen. There is a lot of fish in the sea, but yeah, everybody's got people out there for them. But yeah, it's also like, it's really important to cultivate that relationship with yourself. That's a big one. And that's been a big one of mine, in the last several years. Yeah. Anyway. I don't know, guys. I think maybe that's it. Maybe that's all I'm going to talk about right now. There's almost 500 of you on here right now. I can't believe that. Man, I'm having fun talking, but my throat's getting dried up, and I need to fix that. The water's not doing it. I haven't been talking a lot lately. That's probably part of it, as I haven't been exercising this part myself lately. Anyway, have a beer. Cliff, I appreciate that, buddy. I'm not drinking at the moment either, so I've been off booze and alcohol and all that stuff for a few months. I'll talk about this and then I'm going to wrap this up. The reason why I stopped drinking was because I began to notice a tendency in myself, and I think I caught this early, but it was just a relationship to alcohol. I wasn't, I wouldn't say that I was an alcoholic or anything like that, but there was instances where I'd binge drink, and that was, usually following something that was really difficult to deal with, and so I just kind of like drank. And I'm not an aggressive person when I drink or anything like that. I actually get really social. But in any case, drinking is still just not great. So in those, there was a couple times, I won't say what they were, but there was a couple times where I binge drank a while. And one of them was following my separation. So I drank after that, and I was just deeply sad and trying to work through it. And people will gravitate to some form of self-medication, and that's what I chose to do. But I think in doing that, I changed my body chemistry somehow so that I became, my relationship to alcohol changed after that. And I started to pick up on it, and I could see, I'd be like, no, I'm going to pass on drinking for a while, and I would. And then someone would offer me a beer. Maybe it was Chrome or something like that. And we'd have beer together, and it'd be great, and we'd have a good time. And then, you know, I'd be off on my own, and I'd find myself going to the liquor store to buy a case of beer or something to go and enjoy some sunny day somewhere. And I just got into this pattern where I was like, I'm finding a reason to go buy alcohol and drink, and I don't necessarily need to do it, and I'd just be drinking on my own and enjoying myself, or working on my van. I used to drink when I worked on my van. And so it became clear to me that there's a bit of a behavioral pattern that changed, and I thought I better stop this. So that's why I stopped drinking. Plus, I was doing keto. I'm trying to sort myself out and lose some weight. And I thought, well, this isn't helping me either by drinking alcohol, even if it is carb-free gin and tonic or something like that, or gin and soda water, I don't know, gin on the rocks or vodka on the rocks, whatever the case may be. So yeah, guys, I stopped drinking a while ago, and I'm going to keep that up for a while. I don't know if I'm going to stay that way forever, but I'm going to keep that up for a while. So it's good to catch these things sometimes, you know. Yeah. Anyway, I think I'm going to wrap it up there. Kalani, for coffee to get you through the long hours of editing, very much appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'm definitely not planning on stopping drinking coffee, even though I'm addicted to that too. So anyway, that's what I got to say with that. Guys, I love you all. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, whether you're a day ahead of me. I don't know if it's Monday over there where you are, or if it's Sunday evening like it is for me, depending on where you are in the world. So I just want to say I love you, and keep your chin up. And I'll try to get a video for you soon. We'll do something fun soon. Anyway, guys, that's it. Lots of love, guys. Bye for now.